Good morning. We are going to be looking at Psalm 39 this morning. Very excited to be here with you this morning and looking at this psalm with you. I think the key to understanding this psalm, or the idea that this psalm brings to the forefront, it's similar to the ones that we've seen, but it has a slightly different tinge to it. The idea that it brings to the forefront is the importance of humility in pursuing a relationship with God, and also the source of our pain, and also the source of our deliverance, and understanding those things in a humble way, and that being the soil by which we might continue to cultivate our relationship with God. So that is something that I think is important to keep in mind, and something that the Psalm 39 develops for us. And we can take a look at it together now. We're just going to do what we always do and just walk through it verse by verse. So David says, I said, I will guard my ways, that I may not sin with my tongue. I will guard my mouth with a muzzle, so long as the wicked are in my presence. I was mute and silent. I held my peace to no avail, and my distress grew worse. What's happening? He's being afflicted, okay? And what is he trying to do? He's trying to remain silent, right? He's trying to keep his mouth shut in their face so that he does not sin. But it's not working. Verse 3, my heart grew hot within me. As I mused, the fire burned. Then I spoke with my tongue. And I think what is being illustrated here is that this is David's attempt at fixing his own problems, and letting his anger get the best of him, and trying to combat his enemies with his own power. Then I spoke with my tongue, which the idea of trying to fix your own problems is a very prideful idea. So David's going to combat his pride with humility. Verse 4, O Lord, make me know my end, and what is the measure of my days. See, the best way to combat your pride is to realize how broken and how short-lived we are as people, how fleeting our days are, how weak we really are. Make me know that my end, and what is the measure of my days. Let me know how fleeting I am. Behold, you have made my days a few handbreadths, and my lifetime as nothing before you. Surely all mankind stands as a mere breath. Surely a man goes about as a shadow. Surely for nothing they are in turmoil. Man heaps up wealth and does not know who will gather. So he's showing the folly of speaking for yourself. He's showing the folly in trusting in your own abilities to fix your problems, because we are nothing. We are fleeting. We plant, and we don't know who's going to gather the seed. You know, if we plant corn in the spring, we can't guarantee that we will even be around to harvest it in the fall. That's the point. So trusting in yourself to fix your problems is foolish, because we are so fragile as humans. So verse 7, and now, O Lord, for what do I wait? If I can't trust in myself, if I can't lean on my own understanding, what do I do? My hope is in you. My hope is in you. So I don't need to speak into my problems. I don't need to try to fix my problems. I just need to wait on the Lord. Verse 8, deliver me from all my transgressions. Do not make me the scorn of the fool. I am mute. I do not open my mouth. And this is where it goes a level deeper, a level more into humility, in understanding the source of the trials that we face in this life. For I am mute, I do not open my mouth, for it is you who have done it. It is you who have done it. He's saying that though my enemies come up against me, behind those enemies is the sovereign good hand of the Lord, who is using both good and bad things in my life to make me perfect. So speaking out against my problems, taking them into my own hands, even combating bad things that are happening to me in my own power, is resisting the will of the Lord in my life. So you're not just going up against your enemies, you're going up against God's sovereign plan for your life when you walk outside of his power and his strength. And David is understanding that, and he's realizing now that when he does that, God's anger and God's judgment is against him. Remove your stroke from me. I am spent by the hostility of your hand. When you discipline a man with rebukes for sin, you consume like a moth what is dear to him. Surely all mankind is a mere breath. Echoing the previous idea that we're so short. Verse 12. So since that is the case and God is behind those things, he's going to continue to rely on God. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear to my cry. Hold not your peace at my tears. For I am a sojourner with you, a guest like all my fathers. Look away from me, that I may smile again before I depart and am no more. So the significance behind being a sojourner? It was a significant part of the law that you were to be kind to the sojourners in the land. And why is that? Well, sojourners are completely at the grace of the host, completely at the mercy of the one who was in control of everything. And we are sojourners with the Lord, and we are wanderers with the Lord. And understanding our situation in that way helps us rely upon him and look for his mercy in all things, and look for his compassion and grace in all things. We don't own anything. We don't cause anything to happen. We don't have any sort of property or anything like that. Everything we have is from the Lord, and that gives us the perfect mindset as we seek a relationship with him, and we seek to walk in his faithfulness to us and live in his grace. So that is the mindset that the psalmist is trying to get us into in Psalm 39, that all things that come to us, good and bad, come to us from the Lord, and we must not speak against them in our anger, but we must, with grace and humility, wait for the Lord in all these things, knowing that behind even the difficult things in our life, God's sovereign good hand is behind them, working to make us perfect and make us complete, lacking in nothing. And it's Psalms like these that the book of James develops his theology of Christians enduring pain in a faithful way. So a wonderful psalm, one that reminds us how frail we are and how strong God is, and how we ought not to put our stock in ourselves, but continue to put stock in God, because he is the one that can make all things happen. So hope you guys have a good day. We'll be looking at Psalm 40 on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Looking forward to that, and looking forward to being with you then. And we will see you guys then.